Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Random Vlogging. If you haven't quite figured it out yet, this is probably going to be one of my more serious videos, and the topic I want to talk about it's something that I've mentioned before, specifically when you know talking to people like Matt Mercer and the Critical Role cast and other people that I significantly admire, that have been kind enough to leave expressions of gratitude, or just simple things like, hey, we care about you, or hey, checking up on me and stuff like that. And the fact that I really don't think it's possible for you or anyone to really truly understand the impact that you have on other people, and the impact of what seems like kind of tiny, innocuous actions, and just the massive way that they can change people's lives and outlook. I don't think anyone that's been watching my channel recently would be unaware of the fact that my life has not been pleasant for a while now. But most recently, I've had some very, very bad, serious things happen within the past week. I'm in danger of losing my YouTube partnership is probably the absolute least of my worries. I was in the emergency room on Tuesday, and we still don't actually have an explanation as to what happened, because the explanation they gave doesn't actually fit the data that we have. It's just the problem solved itself and they let me go. I'll be talking with my primary doctor about it this Tuesday, to hopefully be able to come up with a better solution as to what it was that happened and how we can keep it from happening. But it was terrifying and dangerous, and really, really bad things happened. And so this is actually, I think, the third time I've tried to record this video, because again, today is not going well for me, but I want to get something out. And the first time that I started recording this, I just was kind of talking to the camera, which I do every so often. If I can't think of a topic to talk about, sometimes I'll turn the camera on and I'll start talking, and I'll see what comes out. And sometimes it's just a load of rubbish that I delete immediately, and sometimes it leads to something interesting, which is what I think happened in this specific case. I was specifically talking about the amazing outpouring of support from Team Human and the Thumpers and other people that have been subscribed to my channel and leaving comments and likes and things like that. And I specifically started mentioning the comments because the people that have been leaving comments on my videos, those comments have meant the absolute world to me recently. Probably for the probably the biggest reason why being everything changed on Tuesday. I know it sounds melodramatic, but it's true. I've been in life-threatening situations before. Again, I've been on three different medication in the past year that have almost killed me. So that's not something new. I've never had an experience like I did on Tuesday where I couldn't explain what was going on, but I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that what was going on was very dangerous to my health. And I mean, for God, 9 months, I guess a year now at least, my mental state has been deteriorating rapidly. I I barely leave my room now. I skip meals and things like that because it would require me to go out of my room to do that. I won't drink anything for long periods of time, despite the fact that I have a very large 5-gallon jug of water in my room and a water dispenser thing. I have large issues with drinking water. I always have. I hate drinking water, so I generally will only drink it if I'm like actually in danger of being dangerously dehydrated. But yeah, I can't really leave my room. I can't interact with people. I haven't left my house other than for like appointments and things like that. I think in the past probably 6 months now, I've left my house once to go see The Last Jedi, and that turned out very poorly. Not because of the movie itself, but because of the fact that I couldn't handle being outside the house and in public for that long. And I had really, really bad panic attacks there and going there and coming back and during the movie itself. And so I don't get to interact with really anybody beyond like my D&D groups, which being a dungeon master is a lot different than being a player. And I'm generally fairly envious of the players themselves and other like play groups that I've seen where they have this really kind of close knit community and camaraderie. And you see that happen with players that play together a lot all the time because they're working together to solve problems and stuff like that. And the DM is generally not always included in that because we are separate from the group. We play the bad guys, and we constantly have to kind of compartmentalize the things that we know about the campaign that the players don't. And you have to keep kind of a healthy distance from your players while you're DMing, so you can give them a really intriguing and fun story and have surprising aspects to it and stuff like that. So anyway, all this stuff is all leading back to the idea that I don't really get to interact with a lot of people outside of my D&D games. And or my RPGs in general, because I run an open legend game, and well, yeah, they're like I love my players. They're wonderful, amazing, phenomenal people, and I consider them my friends, but I just don't get to communicate about much outside of the game with any of them because they have lives and all these other things. And generally, running, I run 3 different campaigns right now. I'm starting a brand new one on Wednesday, and that takes a lot of focus and time to write all the stuff and that. So, yeah. So bringing that all back, with my YouTube comments, this is, as much as I am talking to a red light right now. When people comment, and and not just on the YouTube channel itself, but comments on Twitter and on Facebook posts, and stuff like that. That little bit of interaction means the absolute world to me. And I mean, full disclosure, yes, commenting on the video itself helps with analytics and stuff like that, and it helps the channel. So there is a quote unquote monetary incentive, or there's a mechanical incentive in me asking you guys to comment. Besides that, ignoring that fact, hearing that, sitting here and talking to a red light for 20 minutes to an hour has affected you enough that you wanted to say something, that you wanted to have a conversation with me, is it's hard to describe exactly what it means, other than the idea of you really can't understand the impact of just these tiny little gestures that you can make, like commenting on a video, or shooting me a tweet, or saying something on something I posted on Facebook. And I've mentioned to, like I said, I've mentioned to people like Matt Mercer. Matt Mercer is probably one of the nicest people on the planet. And I know there are a lot of people that take advantage of that kindness. And I'm pretty sure he understands that as well. And yet, despite the fact that he's taken advantage of over and over and over again, he's never stopped being the incredibly kind-hearted, wonderful person that he is. And there's been a couple instances where I've, posted videos, or I've sent them gifts or other things, and he has personally responded to me. And I don't know what's going through his head at that moment. But it's a single post on a video. And he has so much more he does in his life that I can't, I don't think he can really understand what it means to me personally to have someone that I look up to, that I have such a profound respect and admiration for, take time out of their incredibly busy day and say something to help me feel better. Again, I don't get to interact with people at all really anymore. Other than, I see a therapist, which is nice, and I see my doctor and stuff like that. But as far as like friends, I don't really get to talk to people anymore. My mental health has gotten so bad that I'm afraid to talk to people. And this is coming from someone that used to do 3 or 4 theatrical productions a year, and used to be in sales and then in management, where it was my job to talk to people. And once I got into management, it was my job to talk to angry people. Because as much as you might think that, managers are there to manage, no, we're there to get yelled at. Especially the low-level management positions that I was in. I got yelled at by upper management. I got yelled at by employees. I got yelled at by customers. Like, I was paid to get yelled at. And now I have a hard time having conversations with my friends. And I'm so I'm so terrified all the time that even the idea of walking out my door that's 10 feet away, right behind that dresser, about, I don't know, 5-10 feet ish, terrifies me because I'm so afraid I'm going to be in a place and a panic attack is going to hit and I'm not going to get back to a place where I can feel safe. And I'm afraid someone's going to try and help and hurt me instead because they don't understand what they're doing. And so these little, comments and tweets and things like that, for me, they're my lifeline right now. They're my connection to the world. I can't comment on how healthy that is, but I think I can pretty safely say that the people that are commenting on my videos are not doing it because they feel like they're saving my life or helping me to get through to the next day. They're doing it because they want to have a conversation. They had something in the video and they wanted to acknowledge something that I said, and I think that's my point. Is there are these innocuous things that everybody does every day, whether it's smiling at somebody on the street or commenting on a YouTube video or, just checking in on someone that you haven't spoken to in a while randomly, or, even, leaving a nice tip for, your waiter, any of these things that you don't even think about. It's just like, oh, I can do this, I'll do it. And yet it can have such a profound and incredible impact on the person that you're doing that for, that you'll never know about, that you will probably never find out exactly how impactful you have been, sometimes to people you've never even met before, simply because you took a little bit of time out of your day to do something that profoundly affected someone, which then encouraged them to do something else that affected someone else. And like every day there are people that are changing the world through these tiny little gestures that they don't even think about. Things that take them less than a minute to do, or maybe 2 or 3 minutes to do. And then they forget about it and they never think about it again. And yet because of that, someone may have had, because of that one thing, someone might have the will to live just one more day and make it through. It may be that your tiny little act of compassion or recognition was the motivation that somebody needed to make a major change in their life. Whether it's a career change or, an emotional change, or maybe it was just giving them the strength to be able to say, I need help, and going out and getting the help that they need. And that's incredible. It really is when you think about it, that you can do something as simple as, smiling at somebody and looking them in the eye, and that can change their life. And it happens a lot more than we're willing to admit, a lot more than we ourselves even understand. There are things that affect us that we don't even realize that's what we needed. So, yeah. So I guess that's the whole point of this is I want to sincerely thank every single person who has shown support for me, who has done things like commented on my videos and subscribed to the channel, or just said nice things on Facebook or on Twitter, or has interacted with me in any way. As much as you may be doing it, you may just be doing it in an attempt to help me save my YouTube channel and save my YouTube partnership. And I appreciate that. And again, that's why I'm making all the content that I am right now, despite being like this. And I don't enjoy being on camera when I'm like this. I prefer to be in much more control. So I'm doing this stuff in an attempt to show that I'm willing to work and do whatever it takes to be able to keep this channel up and running and partnered. Because I care about this channel, and I care about the people that I have impacted, the people that have told me that, wow, you've explained this in a way I didn't think about, or hey, you know what, your video on this helped inspire me to get help myself, or just people saying, wow, it's really nice to see someone else that's struggling as much as I am. Just that little bit of camaraderie, seeing someone else struggling and succeeding, even in tiny, almost pointless things like just recording a video and talking to a red light for 20 minutes. That's a big deal for me right now. So to everyone that has subscribed, who's said nice things to me, who's left comments and likes, and has shared my videos and everything else that has given me the hope that I might actually be able to hit this goal, and that I won't lose what I've been working for and working on for almost 5 years now. Thank you. You really, I can't say this enough. You really can't understand what it means to me to have people come out and support me. I mean, my entire life I have felt worthless, and every single thing that has ever happened to me in my mind is my fault. Every single bad thing that has ever happened to me is my fault. And I felt for years, for decades, that I wasn't worth friendship. I wasn't worth listening to. I wasn't worth being loved, and it was all my fault. Every single time something went wrong, it was my fault. I did something wrong. If I just hadn't done this, then they wouldn't have been mad. Or if I hadn't done this, then they wouldn't have stopped talking to me. Or if I hadn't done this, I wouldn't have been put in a psych ward. And when you guys take just that little bit of time and, say nice things and actually, work and take your incredibly precious and valuable time to help me out, it's the one thing that's able to crack that oppressive, overwhelming feeling of you are a worthless waste of life. And I sincerely doubt any of you guys are thinking about that. And again, that's my point. That's the idea. You guys don't think that, you're helping me to battle demons of depression and severe self-worth issues that I've had my entire life. You guys just see a guy online that you like, that you want to help out, and that you have the ability to help out. So I'll do this. I can do that. It's not going to kill me. And that's probably all you're thinking about is not that you're, changing my worldview or impacting. You're commenting on a video so that, my YouTube channel stays partnered. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, and I'm not saying, I'm just saying that, again, you can't know the profound effect of your actions. And if nobody has ever told you this before, thank you. You've changed lives. You don't know it. You may not even know the lives that you've changed, but you have. Every one of us has. I'm not sure what the conjugation of that word should be. You've changed lives. You've probably saved lives without even knowing it. With a smile, with a handshake, with just a brief, oh, sorry. With a laugh. It's weird that things like that can happen and they can be so powerful, but they are. So thank you to everyone that has helped me out thus far. Again, I am still trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber threshold and that 4,000 hours of view time. And those of you guys that have been watching my old videos and that have been subscribing and sharing all this, thank you so much. Again, you guys don't know what this means to me. I don't think I can explain what it means to me. This YouTube has become such an intrinsic part of who I am, and I understand that losing partnership status would not mean that the channel is over or anything like that. Like, I could still keep uploading and I haven't made any actual money off of YouTube in the 2.5, 3 years that I've been monetizing. I haven't even hit the level enough to get my first payout. So that's, again, I understand that it sounds like I'm making this a bigger deal than it is, but this has been such a profound part of my life, and I've wanted to be successful in it for so long, and this is the first time that I really feel like I am. And it's entirely because of the amazing people that have been putting in significant amounts of effort to help me to reach these goals. And again, it seems like something tiny, something small, something that you're not even thinking about. By just doing something like leaving a comment or sharing a video or, telling a friend, hey, could you just sub to this guy? It doesn't matter if you never watch any of his content. Just hit the sub button. He needs subs. As innocuous as that seems, it really does make a profound difference just in my own mental health. So thank you so much. The fight's not over. I still have a very, very long way to go if I'm going to if I am going to meet these new goals and everything like that. So to get slightly more, analytical for a second, I still need more subscribers. I've gained a ton of subscribers. I've had the largest subscriber growth I've seen in years over the past couple of days, and I sincerely appreciate that. but we are still shy something like 750-ish subscribers. So I still need people to keep sharing it. I still need people to keep subscribing and watching more content and stuff like that. I have tons of stuff on this channel, ranging from everything from economics to mental health to role playing to acting, to management to training. You know, just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff. And if there is content that you would like for me to do, if you'd like me to talk about politics, I generally tend to avoid it. But if you want, you know, me to give my current opinion on, you know, things that are going on, or if, you know, you'd like me to talk more about music, or in anything, please let me know. I would love to be able to talk more about stuff that you would like to hear my opinion on or my viewpoint on, or use my expertise to explain some of the more complex things in the world that I understand better than most. The list of those things is short compared to the list of things that I don't understand better than most. But I'm always willing to learn, and I'm always willing to try. So please, please, if you guys do have stuff that you want to hear, you want to see, that would be a way for me to repay you for what you've done for me. So anyway, that's all for me today. I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow with another random video. Hopefully something a little bit lighter than today. But today I needed to talk about this. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everyone that subscribed. Again, please subscribe, like, comment, all that YouTuber stuff. It actually is really important. It really is. If I'm going to be able to keep this partnership status, if I'm going to keep this YouTube channel going, I've got to get some growth going. So that stuff really, really is important, especially now. So please share this, talk to friends, use guilt. You know, I am, you know, I'm not above you going, hey, you know what, you owe me for that time that I helped you build, you know, that deck. Subscribe to my friend. That would be a horrible way to use that particular, you know, call in that favor. But I'd appreciate it. I mean, there are better things you could call in favors for, but I'd appreciate it nonetheless. Anyway, again, that's all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye-bye.